Hello, my name is KP or Jacob Lopez coming to you live from Enlace Room 104B. We've had a lot of our grand finals games, or let me rephrase that, our finals games happening for a majority of our esports teams. And so we're going to run down a little bit of the scores and what had happened prior. So let's get things started with Valorant and their grand final session. They had two games. One was against Penn College and one was against Maston Mavericks. For Penn College, they were able to get the win 2-0. Great for them. But in the very last match against the Mavericks, they lost 0-2, which unfortunately knocks them out. And they were right there in the grand finals. All they needed to do was beat the Mavericks, and they were not able to come close to that. So unfortunately, they are out. But that doesn't mean that they're out and down yet, because again, we have a lot of semesters going ahead of us, and they can easily bring this back, especially knowing that now our Valorant team is capable to take us to the grand finals again. I know that more than likely next semester, we're going to take it all the way. So shout out to our Valorant team, and I pray for all of you guys to just get your mental straight, get some new strategies coming, and hopefully next semester we see that grand trophy at the end. Next, we have Call of Duty. So for Call of Duty, they had 3 matches in their grand final session. They had one against Fisher Trailblazers, and that was a loss on a forfeit on their part. On our part, I apologize. So we lost that. Right after that, we had FAB Fisher, which was a win on our part because they forfeited. So a lot of forfeits happening on the Call of Duty scene. But lastly, we had Bristol's COD team that we had to go against. And this was for all the marbles. And unfortunately, we lost 0-3. Just like Valorant, they were able to bring it all the way to the grand finals. But, yet so close, but so far. So hopefully next semester, we're able to get our team recuperated, more strategies, the communication flowing, especially the strategies, because there's some strategies that we started talking about as the games were going on and never laid them earlier, right? So although we saw those strategies being implemented towards the end of the grand finals, they were working, but we just didn't have it all the way down. So next semester, I do see us taking it again to grand finals like Valorant. Same thing with chess. We have 2 matches. Once again, Cascadia Cheese B team. It was a loss, 5.5 to 10.5. Unfortunate. And then we were able to get a win against Indiana Institute of Technology, the win by forfeit. So shout out to our chess team, able to take that victory. I mean, regardless if it was a forfeit or not, I know our chess players would have won that match because I've seen them practicing every single day. They do so much for the program in terms of the chess team, and they stay after hours. They always are on Discord calls, getting everything situated. Last but not least, we have League of Legends. It was only a singular match, but they went against Stockton Gold League of Legends team, and it was a loss 0-2. For League of Legends, our team, I would say, has probably the most growth I've seen in all of our teams. And I've said this before of our other teams, but it comes and goes throughout the semester. This team was kind of formed, I'm not going to say out of a whim, but it kind of just came together, and we've had communication issues. We've had all that sorts of things, but as you can see from the very first game we've had to now, the growth is there. The communication aspect is there. And I'm pretty sure that next semester we're going to see a very, very force to be reckoned with our League of Legends team. So although they are out, don't worry about it. I know they will bring this back for next semester. And last but not least, we will be talking about Festival de Cascarones that happened yesterday, August 28th. Unlike the one previously where we invited middle schools to compete, the Valorant experience and stuff like that, we decided to opt for a more party game thing, and it's more so we can involve people from the crowd. Again, they don't have to have experience in the games, and that's why we did party games like Mario Kart, Kovacs, Aim Lab, Super Smash Brothers, Fall Guys, and Valorant. Now, you can argue that Valorant is not a party game, but if you do swift plays and add custom settings, and then becomes a party game because it's just random agents, there will be a little aim curve for the people who have played it, obviously, or skill curve, sorry, but that's besides the point. Regardless of the matter, we had 2 teams, Piñatas and Nopales. Don't ask me why those were the team names. Those were to the team captains. They decided to pick those names, and it was 3v3s. They decided to draft 3 different players for their team from our esports organization. And if people came back from the crowd, they were able to opt in them as well. So I want you guys to go back into that Twitch stream and watch it, because for Valorant, it was insane. It was the last match. This was, again, the last game, and the score was 4-1. Keep in mind that Swift play is 5, so the next round would have won it, right? What happened was Michael Pellicona doesn't play the game whatsoever, and he was down in a 1v1 with Brandon Reticence, who was on our Valorant team. All Brandon had to do was just eliminate Michael while he was defusing the spike, because he heard the spike being defused, and instead of just peeking from heaven and eliminating him, maybe this was a misplay on his part. But he decided to jump, and when you jump in the air and you land, your crosshair and aiming when you're shooting is not straight, right? So you have your bullets scatter for a little bit until you recuperate the aim and recoil. Michael had the reaction to stop defusing the spike, flick and one-tap Brandon to seal out the deal and get them the victory on a 5-1 for Team Piñatas and take it all. That was the hypest moment of that entire stream. Not to say that the rest wasn't hype, because if you look into the beginning, which was Fall Guys, that game was a sore to see, because that was a bad choice of words, but it was so much fun to watch, especially since I had to participate because I was an observer, but we couldn't figure out the observer settings, so we kind of had to do stuff like that. But yeah, thank you for everybody who showed up to FTC. Thank you for the Esports organization for hosting it, as well as Enlace for allowing us to use their space to record the session. And this was KP coming to you live.